Hare Krishna. So next is His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaja. His offering came last moment. It's a wonderful offering. Achinta Chaitanya Prabhu will read it out.
Many of us would go to the nearby bank of the Ganga together, and sometimes there would be wrestling matches between the Namahatta and Mayapur devotees. One day, I had to wrestle one of the Namahatta devotees, and when he defeated me quite easily, his group cheered in jubilation. Jayapataka Maharaj was watching, however, and he would not accept the humiliation. He sprang up like a lion and roared a challenge to anyone who would dare face him. For a moment, there was total silence. Then Guru Kripa Swami suggested to one of his men, a tall, powerful-looking devotee, an appropriate match for Maharaj to take up the challenge. It was quite a sight. Jayapataka Maharaj looked like he had been empowered by some special potency, and after a bit of grappling, he simply picked up the devotee and smashed him to the ground. We were all sitting in Jayapataka Maharaj's room one night, reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the transcendental biography of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Abhimanyu Das, an English devotee who had been appointed head of security due to his military training as a commando in the British Army, came running in with an alert that dacoits, bandits, were coming to attack the temple. But Maharaj did not believe him. A little annoyed at being interrupted in the middle of our reading, he said, "Abhimanyu, that's just your paranoia." But Abhimanyu was upset and argued his case, and finally, just to pacify him, Maharaj got up and said, "Okay, let's go and meet the dacoits." Sticks in hand, with Maharaj leading the way, we walked all the way to the main gate. And when we got there, we could see a crowd of people in the distance with burning torches coming our way. As they approached, however, we heard shouts of "Bolo Hari Hari Bol," the customary invocation of the Lord's mercy while carrying a dead body. It was a funeral procession, judging from its size, for someone important. Jayapataka Maharaj did not say a thing. He just turned and strode back to his room, the rest of us following behind. Maharaj was a natural leader, full of energy and working from morning till night. But we had lots of fun together too. At one point, he received bows and arrows from America, and we used to practice archery in the garden in front of the Lotus building. He was an excellent marksman and hit the bullseye practically every time. He was an expert swimmer too, and he not only crossed the Ganga effortlessly, but on more than one occasion saved devotees who were drowning. And when there actually was a threat of attack from dacoits, Maharaj would be standing right in front to face them. We always felt well protected under his leadership.
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Namine Nama H.H.Jayapataka Nitai Kripa Padayane Gaurakatha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarini. First of all, I would like to thank their Lordship Sri Radha Madhava Ashtasakhi Panchat Bhagavan Narsingh Bhagavan, to Allah Guru Maharaj to be with us another 1 year. Every year we are passing with the presence of Guru Maharaj. It brings our life so much auspiciousness. Actually, this material world is not a place for such great souls. It's only by his sweet will Guru Maharaj is here, and by the kind permission of their Lordship Sri Radha Madhav, Guru Maharaj's presence, every moment presence on this earthly planet brings auspiciousness to the living entities on this planet. So I have a small offering for Guru Maharaj. Dear Guru Maharaj, On this most auspicious appearance day of your divine grace, I offer my humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. You have given your heart to Mayapur. Actually, you are the heart of ISKCON Mayapur. You are existing for ISKCON Mayapur, and ISKCON Mayapur is existing for your divine grace. This is my realization and the realization of thousands of devotees. To harm ISKCON Mayapur means to harm you, and to harm you means to harm ISKCON Mayapur. No one feels so much concern as you feel for ISKCON Mayapur. Srila Prabhupada has selected the right person for his most dear project in Sri Mayapur. What would happen to this project without your divine grace? You will never let Mayapur go down even until the last breath of your life. You have proved this many times, even in the most precarious condition of being in ICU. You had attended crucial meeting through Skype and have amazing life-saving proposals. Although your love for devotees is universal, still you have given a very special place in your heart for devotees of Bengal. By your unconditional love for them, you have incredibly purchased the hearts of these devotees. There is a very unique relationship of deep love, gratitude, and appreciation between you and Mayapur devotees, for whom you are their life and soul. Your divine grace has been under great pressure to push forward this movement. In fact, you have to take intense pressure dealing with burning issues as the gold dazzles and shines in brilliance when more heat pressure is applied. Similarly, your glories are revealed more and more in such intense situations. Your determination, steadiness, dedication, loving nature, caring mood, tolerance, and mood of offering respects to others, and many more great qualities are manifesting in due course of time. The whole world is understanding your greatness. You are one of the rarest pure devotees still remaining on this earthly planet, but yet there are still some people left to understand this fact. On this auspicious day, I simply pray and hope for your long life on this planet, which will bring all auspiciousness to whole humanity. Your humble servant, Bhakti Purusottama.
So Bhakti Vinode Swami Maharaj is a very senior disciple of Guru Maharaj, so he will speak a few words about Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Namine Namaste Namo Acharyapadaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagaragramatarine. On this most auspicious occasion of the 67th Vyasa Puja, my dear Guru Maharaj, I'd like to just recollect your greatness in instituting and following Srila Prabhupada's instructions, which are the foundation of the Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Prabhupada had, in a letter to you, replied when you had asked him that I am very restless. And Srila Prabhupada had replied saying that your restlessness is a sign of your ecstasy in Krishna consciousness. So we have seen that in your desire to carry out the order of Prabhupada, you would like to take much more than your body can take. On one instance, you told me after long traveling, when you came for a festival, you said that this body is not very fit for traveling and preaching. Narada Muni's body is very good. He does interplanetary travel and preaching. You desired something like that. This is your ecstasy. You want to unlimitedly expand and give the opportunity to many, many conditioned souls. And when you do that, although Srila Prabhupada asked us to be doing things independently thoughtful, he didn't want us to just be confined to being just fanatic followers. Expand the preaching according to the situation, circumstance, and do what is necessary to propagate Krishna consciousness. So you have shown amazing adaptation to that by expanding the Krishna conscious movement, thinking out of the box. When I got initiated, one of your God brothers privately told me, if you want to get initiated, then you must join full time. That's the meaning of initiation. And for 1 year, I had this in my mind. And I came and asked you, and you said, it doesn't matter. You can be doing your job and you can take training for 1 or 2 years in the temple. And subsequent to that, I saw how Krishna consciousness movement entered into the houses of people, in families, and in all sorts of places because of your endeavor to reach out to families through Bhakti Vriksha, through congregational preaching. And the history of the Krishna consciousness movement, I know this is one of the very huge explosions in preaching, and it had been thought of by you, by a wonderful, amazing resourcefulness. Prabhupada also told us to tax our brains how to preach the Krishna conscious movement. And anybody who has been with you or under you can see that you have done that to a great extent and expanded the preaching in many, many different variety of ways. And that's very exciting outreach that you've always done. I know that you also, within your preaching, although you are very serious internally, externally you are very light and you very accessible, make yourself reachable. And in this way, people can approach you at any time, any place, anywhere, which is for many people unimaginable. Many have often remarked on how you are able to perform this austerity of being accessible to everybody, anybody, all the time, so that they may get inspired in Krishna consciousness. In this way, Srila Prabhupada's powerful instructions have been followed by you without any compromise and without any adjustment of your enthusiasm. During your tours and travels, or one instance, you did humorously explain to your disciple, although sometimes they would come forward with many, many different types of difficulties. In their excitement, they would also perform devotional service in a manner which may not be exactly the way you wanted or way you explained. I know that once in one night you asked, "Where is my cow's milk?" And one of your disciples came forward enthusiastically and said, "In Kerala, we've got a new type of milk. We have made for you coconut milk," which was full of fat and something that you couldn't take. So you got very upset, but you don't want to spoil the enthusiasm of that devotee. And he said, "Can I make myself clear? I want that white liquid that comes out of the bottom of the cow when the udder is squeezed and collected. Can I get that milk? So we all burst out laughing, very graphically describing what you wanted, and the devotee also understood in a very nice way. So I often enjoyed how you have communicated what you want in a very wonderful way, in a graphic way, and making a deep impression on the disciples. One time you did tell me that you wanted me to make some notes for you, and you said that you were up to speak in Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, and that you said you want some notes, and I didn't understand what it meant because I didn't know I had to give you some information. And then since I had not done it because I did not know, you called up again from Mayapur and I was in Kerala, and you told me over the phone, do you understand? Put down some of the speculations of yours. And then I understood. That was my language. So to speculate is something very dangerous. And to have a very simple, straightforward understanding of Krishna's instructions and Prabhupada's instructions is something very unique and often rare. I find that you have a very simple but deep and grave understanding of Krishna consciousness. And you carry that out under any situation and circumstance. And that is very enthusing to all of us to see you preach in this health condition enthusiastically. Makes me feel very ashamed, makes me feel that I should do much, much more for Srila Prabhupada's movement. So in my impudence many times, I did argue with you on some managerial point or have a difference of opinion with you, which you very generously allowed, and at many times been subjected to this austerity of trying to understand how to do certain things, although for you it is a very natural thing to be a devotee. Tamal Krishna Maharaj, on one of these occasions while he was here, he came up for the Vyasa Puja here, and he gave his Vyasa Puja offering where you were sitting on the asan, and you were obviously very uncomfortable. And later you mentioned, I am very uncomfortable watching a senior devotee coming and glorifying me during the Vyasa Puja. But nevertheless, Tamal Krishna Maharaj made some very amazing point. He made one single point, that Jayapataka Maharaj is a very natural devotee. He doesn't strain to be a devotee. He doesn't feel any strain in doing devotional service and following the instructions of Lord Chaitanya or Srila Prabhupada. He likes it, he enjoys it, any amount of austerity. So we are very fortunate, I am very fortunate to be associated with you by the arrangement of Prabhupada and by Krishna, that I have been sheltered under you, and I, on this auspicious occasion, I beg for offenses that I may have committed in the course of my service, and I always want to be dependent on your kind instruction and your guidance, so that I may be always sheltered under your mercy. Srila H.H.Jayapataka Swami Maharaja ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.